And we are live on popular demand with a part 2. Not just any type of part 2, but to hear what do the young voices of reason have to say. I am your host, Mbali Dlamini, who is going to take you through this podcast. So next to me on my left is a beautiful student, a beautiful learner. And what is your name and what subjects do you take?
Hi everyone, I'm Okona and I'm a learner from the Queen's Park School. I take physical science, mathematics, life sciences, history, English, and LO, tourism. Tourism is compulsory, so we had no choice. Yeah.
Wow, that's very interesting. And how did you end up, and how did you end up, here at the Career Expo?
So VYG came at my school for a debate. There was a debate held at my school. So throughout the process, they told us there's gonna be a career expo for we have to pitch up and come find out information on the courses that we wanna do.
Oh, so you're a debater?
Yes, practically.
Okay.
So we were told that we have to find out information on the courses we wanna do, what requirements are needed, and everything. So we came here, paid a couple of 70 rands for transport. We came here with grade 10, 11, and 12. Then that's why we're here.
And I'm sure you came here with a purpose, right? The purpose was to learn about careers and, the future. So what is something that you learned from today, and that you felt wow, really changed your perspective? Because you know how, when you read something and it changes the way that you think. What did that for you today?
Okay, so today practically gave me the confidence of there's still hope.
Okay.
Besides having bad marks and everything, as someone by the stage said something she got a level 4 for mathematics, but then she still was able to get into a career that she wanted, which is chemical engineering, and that gave me confidence that irregardless of the marks I'm having right now, it doesn't sum up my future. There might be another plan for me. This one, maybe it's not my time to shine right now. My time to shine is coming next. So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, greatness takes time, doesn't it?
Yes,
it really does. And what other things in terms of your personal self, your personal career path, what would you like to become while we're at it?
I'd like to be an architect.
So an architect, all right. And I know that we might not have had an architectural institution that was here to represent for now. Of course, we're going to expand. But what was it that you could take from another institution for yourself as well?
I went into the medical side of everything, and I figured a lot of things about nursing. It's not only having to work in the ER. There's more branches towards it, and that also gave me hope, and I had it into consideration after the whole thing.
So in the next 2 years, do you think that you might or you could actually be a nurse?
Not really. I see myself with pursuing architecture.
Okay.
I've been.
Okay, so that's very interesting. 100% maybe that might be, you pursuing architecture full on. But I think there's one thing we learned in the previous podcast episode, and it's that everything in life, takes time. Most importantly, right? Life is not mono. Life is not just one road. There are many roads, many paths, And I remember interviewing a woman from ABSA, and she was saying she started in sports, I'm sharing it with you now. She started in sports and then she ended up in finances.
Really?
She went from a sports manager to an operational risk manager in a finance department. So I think if there's one thing we can take and we can think about it as we're reflecting on the Career Expo, is that life is very full of nuances, but the beautiful part is always opening yourself up to learning. And if you're here, it's because you want to learn. So I think that's a great start. And what was your highlight? Like your highlight of the event, of the Career Expo?
my highlights of the events was like how they pretty much summed up everything, man. Firstly, we were able to like also explore something that we would never expected we were gonna explore, such as the fire department. I never thought I'd actually like be interested
Really?
Yes, I'd actually be interested in going there and learning of the things they do in that department. So yeah.
And what were those? What were those things?
Okay, so firstly, they taught us how to handle situations in emergency situations.
Okay.
So like, yeah, we were taught on how to have.
You know, your drop, stop, and roll.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I get it. I
So
get it.
yeah.
Okay, that's very interesting. You know, who knows? You could end up in the fire department.
Yeah.
There's a possibility, right?
Life takes us in different
life takes you in
areas.
different places. And I think that's the beautiful part about life and the beautiful part about a career expo. You know, the reason why we have a career expo is because we want to expose the learners, expose the youth, expose even if the person is not a youth, but explore the different careers within the world. And sometimes it's the things you tend to overlook that, who knows, actually caught your eye. You think you might be a financial advisor, but you're actually a coach at heart. So life is nuanced. And with that being said, and I'm glad you came to the Career Expo because you got to see it. And do you regret it?
No.
Would you
not
do it
at all.
again?
Yes, I would.
100% you would do it again.
I would.
And with that being said, I'd like to thank you for giving me your feedback, sharing a bit of your experiences, what you've learned, a little bit of who you are as well. I think it's beautiful to always hear the perspective of the youth. All right, let's take a break and go to our next interview. Let's take a break and go to our next interview. If someone dies, they need a surgeon. So we are on the second part of our interview with someone new, with someone that has a desire and a passion for medicine. And what's your name?
Hello everybody, my name is Samuel Kiri.
And which school are you from?
I'm a grade 10 learner in Queen's Park Schools in Broadening.
Wow, so you're her junior.
Yes.
100%. And what are you interested? So as I know, you're interested in medicine. Why are you interested in medicine?
So, ever since I was a small child, right, I've had the love of, I always wanted to help people because I've seen how people would suffer with less medical help, and I wanted to fix that.
Really?
And provide it for them and be the support they need.
Have you always wanted that?
Yes, ever since I was a child, I've always wanted that, always.
And what's the specific career? Because you can be a marketing director in medicine,
So I know that there are a lot of careers in the hospital also, but I always wanted being a doctor.
Right.
Most preferably it was being a surgeon, which I would always dream for.
I hear that. And now that I know your dream is to be a surgeon, like how is it now that you came to the Expo and you've gotten a bit of insight, maybe you went and you spoke to the ambulances, how exactly did that make you feel? How did it change your perspective maybe about the medicine industry? Talk us through it.
So it has been a great adventure, honestly, right? It's also my first career expo.
Oh wow! Our first timer.
Yes.
Yes.
So when I got there, right, I didn't know exactly what questions I was gonna ask, right?
Okay.
But I had prepared, and then when I met the nurses for the nursing department of nursing, and I also went to clinics, they walked me through the process, and they told me that at this point the mainly base is nursing, right? And it's still the hospital field. So I wanted to know more about being there, and said that even if I'm a nurse or a doctor, I'm still able to help the people that are in need of my help. And I actually appreciate them all for being here today, because they made me understand more of being a hospital worker.
Yes.
So
it takes a lot, nah?
Yeah, I realized that it's not mostly about being a doctor. It's about helping the person that needs the help.
Yes. It's about giving out that helping hand. It's about sacrifice too, because you know how long they spend in the hospital. I know that there are some people who they even are on dial. So taking into consideration that, do you think you'd still choose to be, or are you still choosing the path of being a surgeon? Definitely. So despite the obstacles, you will forever choose being a surgeon. Always.
I'm not gonna change. I'm still gonna carry on.
So I'm gonna challenge you on that.
Yes.
I'm not saying you won't do it, right? Because if you put your mind to it, you will do it. But if it's not where your heart is, and it's not something you're passionate about, and it's not something that you would wake up every day for, then
Yeah.
your heart lies in other places, and maybe it might be something you might not expect, but life is very nuanced. Life has ups and downs, and as you experience those ups and downs, things change. Even your perspective change. You might be like, I really want to be a surgeon now. Tomorrow you're a police officer. Why are you laughing? It happens.
Yeah.
It really does happen, eh?
Yeah.
So I think always just having an open mind is something that is really helpful, and being teachable, because sometimes what happens is, an industry saturated, and then people are so close-minded, and they say, I can't find a job, but their job maybe is not making them happy as well. The job, maybe the job that they actually wanted, or the job that they're not getting, is saturated, but because they're so close-minded, they can't get other opportunities. Even if maybe you want to be a surgeon and then you go through another path, sometimes life is like that. And I think it's always having that open mind that allows a young mind to grow. So I would challenge you to go deeper into medicine. You could be so much. You could even go into biochemistry, man. You could be the person that analyzes the diseases. So there's so much nuance to the medical industry, and I think this is why we have the Career Expo. So you dive deeper, you think about what you really, really, really want to do with your life. And I'm so glad to have you here. It was definitely a beautiful time, and it's a great time. And if you could, let me know, what was one of the, quickly, what was one of your highlights of the Career Expo?
So since it's my first time, remember that, right?
Yeah, first time.
Yeah, actually there were quite a lot of highlights, and with the
What were they?
with the MCs also, right? Their hype energy, it really.
Yeah, so shout out to our MCs. Our MCs have been doing a great job. Even I'm here, and sometimes I want to go, because they're right at the back there, and I want to look back to be like, what's going on, because they're so entertaining, right?
Like really, they really hyped up my mood.
Ooh.
A lot actually, and I'm really thankful to them, really.
Yes.
Sometimes dedicating your time like that, it's rare nowadays. Very rare. And yeah, when we see such people, we are grateful.
They light up the room, nah?
Yeah.
That's the VYG. We light up the room. And what's another highlight you could just quickly share?
So
Since you said highlights.
so I can just share one more, because there are a lot.
Okay.
We'll end up finishing the whole day.
Hey, yeah, we'll sit here and have a 3-hour podcast.
So when I went to the clinic side,
Okay.
right, they really actually walked me through the process in a way that I have never understood. That
Wow.
when you are in medicine, right, as you said, sometimes you sacrifice a lot,
Yeah.
right, in order to get where you want. And the lady was like, she's a nurse, right? She was like, she wanted to be a doctor also, right? But then she became a nurse because of the circumstances. And like she's saying that she's actually enjoying it, because she was not willing when she first started. She was not willing
Police
to,
officer.
but it's still fine. I'll be getting the money.
Yes, okay.
She was not willing to be a nurse, but then when she accepted it and allowed the change, she's actually enjoying it. And then I was like, I'll reconsider also, and then maybe I might be a firefighter sometimes.
Oh wow! So you're ready.
Yeah, I mean,
You're ready for the changes. You're ready to, I guess, find out where you actually belong, right?
Sure.
Yeah, or where life is gonna put you, your career path. And I think that's the beauty of the Career Expo. And I'd like to say thank you for coming, and thank you for having this conversation. Thank you for sharing with us your experience. I mean, it's been a roller coaster, I'm sure, and I'm glad since it's your first time, man. So knowing that you had a great experience, if you were at home and you were not here, they missed out, right?
A lot.
They missed out.
A
Yeah, you
lot.
missed out, and you're still at home. All right. Thank you very much. Let's take a break for the next part.
For you to ride and you to go yourself.
You know what's sad? When you're driving on the road and it's very smooth sailing, and then you encounter a pothole, and then suddenly the road becomes bumpy. Behind that, we have a very interesting industry. We have a very interesting portfolio, and it's normally the thing that gets people riled up. They're like, no, but my potholes in my community. Today we have someone to answer those questions. Who am I with, and what do you do?
Hello, my name is Asanda Swandanjana. I am within the Johannesburg Roads Agency, but on the HCM side. So we deal with employment relations. So we deal with handling and facilitating disciplinary hearings, grievances, drafting of policies, reviewing of policies, etc. So while it's an entity under City of Johannesburg, while it specializes on road maintenance, yes, stormwater drainage, building bridges, closing potholes, etc. We also have that business support unit, which has HR, IT, supply chain, accounting, etc.
Yeah, that's the beautiful, I think, as she's explaining, that's the beautiful part about industries, and people tend to forget, right?
Yeah.
Is that no career is just medicine only. You have a marketing director in medicine, you have an engineer in anything, in road agency as well, right?
Absolutely.
So that's exactly how life is, and I think you can definitely share that with us 100% on how your journey has been as going into this career path. How did you end up being the one that hires the ones who say, or part of the department that makes the call of who goes there, and most importantly be part of the people that close the potholes?
Yes.
Well, not literally, but
Yes.
by association.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, my journey started when, I'm also a qualified journalist.
Wow.
I know. So my first degree is journalism from UJ.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yes, along the line, I knew that, I've got passion for justice, about bringing
Wait,
justice.
so technically, since she has a degree in journalism, we can switch. We can just switch seats, nah? And then you'll take over. You can take over, nah?
I suppose.
Okay.
Then,
And you were saying?
Yes, I'm also passionate about justice. So that's how I went through a whole career change, and then I enrolled with vets. I did my LLB there. And
Okay.
then, yes, I'm on the road to becoming an admitted attorney of the High Court.
Wow.
I passed my board exams.
Oh my
yesterday,
gosh,
by the
congratulations.
way.
So we get to experience a win with her too. She passed her board exams yesterday. So I could be sitting with a lawyer of the High Court. Né?
Yes.
You can't be
So-
part of the corruption cases, né? I didn't hear no.
No.
Okay,
no.
of course.
Yes, so
Yes.
I then enrolled, I did my LLB, graduated, did my articles with a law firm in Braamfontein, and then I was done. I did my PLT, etc., and then now I was looking for employment because I was in the law firm I was in, it was in labor law. So I was looking for employment. I applied at JRA through the website www.jra.org.za, and then went through the career portal. I applied. In September, I went for interview 2024. I'm fairly new in the organization. Went for an interview, made it, and then joined the employee relations unit within JRA. And it's been quite an experience.
So you went from journalism to being a lawyer, right? So that's like, it's very different. It's similar, I can understand where there's a similarity, but it's very, very different in the approach that they take to life. So what made you change? Like, what made you think, okay, no, even though this is what I'm doing, I'd love to be a lawyer?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for that question. Like I said, I'm passionate about justice.
Okay.
So, you'd see injustices that are happening, people not having access to, the courts, people not having access to justice. There's a saying that says, justice delayed is justice denied. And I wanted
Justice
to be,
delayed
is
justice denied.
Yes, so I wanted to be part of the change, basically. I wanted to be part of, the people who bring about justice and assist people in accessing the law. I'm passionate about the law as well. And in particular, in terms of labor law, we've got situations whereby one has security, they are working, next thing they are unfairly dismissed, and their whole life changes. There are people who sell houses, there are people whose marriages collapse because of being unfairly
The loss
dismissed,
of a
things like that.
job.
So I thought I would like to be part of the change, so I guess that's
And
how
now
it
you're
came
on the
about.
road to being part of even a greater change, and we're definitely wishing you the best as the VYG, 100%. And we are very grateful that you came when you joined, the Expo. And since you were on the other side of helping the youth that were coming, what was your highlight, for you? Now that we're sitting down, as you can, I'm sure you guys can see people are leaving. What is something that you can say that really stood out? That you're gonna go home and just have a cup of coffee and be like, wow.
Okay, thank you. Just to add, in addition to being part of the ER unit,
Okay.
I'm also part of the Employment Equity Committee within JRA, right?
Okay.
So, we're all about, advocating for, recognition and balance and equity, opportunities to women, to youth, etc. So that's how we came about being part of this program, right?
Okay.
Yes, so we're part of the youth desk within the Employment Equity Committee at JRA, right?
Definitely.
So, yeah, we thought, let's come through, reach out to the community, approach the youth and tell them about opportunities, ask, help them channel their career paths, because sometimes, you don't know what you want. Yes, you're excelling at school, but you're not sure what to specialize in, how to apply at university, APM, AP scores, etc., things like
Yes.
that. So, to answer your question, what stood out for me today is the hunger, hunger for development,
Hunger to learn.
hunger for opportunities. It's beautiful to see that, the youth is passionate about, being, the leaders of tomorrow, being part of the economy,
Normally they like to say the youth, they're always on their phones. They were not on their phones today. They were walking
honestly,
around. Né?
Yes, and
they were asking
and
questions.
they were hungry for the information, okay? And that was beautiful to see, to see that we still have, quality, we still have youth that has, a strong work ethic, and they're
Ambition.
hungry. Exactly, they've got ambition. They're hungry for education. They're hungry for opportunities, and they want to better their lives. So that really stood out for me.
So at least you know that AMA 2000s are not a problem.
No.
We
Today,
have AMA
I
2000s
saw,
that, are very eager of life. They're eager to grow. They're eager to be successful. And it really does start here. It starts with the heart of learning. It starts with the heart of questioning. And we thank people like you who come and teach. And it's beautiful to also share and impart. The very same way you are learning and you've been learning. I think it's very great that, we get to be taught today.
Thank you. Thank
So-
you so much. And thanks to organizations like yourselves as well, hey? Sometimes people, don't develop and, they don't get opportunities because they don't know, because the information is not brought to them. So, well done. Thank you. Keep it up.
Yeah, I mean, we do it together as one. It's not just one individual, but, there's a team that
It takes a village.
it takes a village. It takes a village to raise a child, and I think definitely that's what I got to see today. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So let's take a break. And our last interview for the day is a youth. And I know you've been patiently waiting for your turn. Who are you, and what school do you come from? What subjects do you do?
Hi everyone, my name is Tremaine. I am from Falcon Learning Academy.
Okay.
I do life science, maths, English,
Okay.
tourism, geography, and history. And isiZulu and LO.
Okay, that's very interesting. And I'm sure, is it your first time here in the Korea Expo?
Oh yes, it is.
So
and
it's your
very
first time. It's very fun.
Yes.
Really, what were your highlights? I mean, now we are taking our last, breath as we are finishing the Korea Expo, and we're reflecting on the greatness and the things that made us happy. What was your highlights? As your first time, it was your first time. What was the thing that made you very excited?
I know it might sound silly, but it was mostly seeing a puppy and touching a horse.
Oh,
It
so
was like
puppy.
my first time.
Okay. So it was your first time touching a puppy. Was that from the ambulance department?
Yes, it was from the ambulance department and climbing the fire brigades, going on top of it. It was like
Were
so
you not
fun.
afraid that you might fall?
For a bit I was, but after a while I was like very much relaxed. It was
Okay.
just, okay.
Okay, that's very interesting. That's very good. And now let's now go deeper, right? So yes, you had the puppy, which was cute, and going up the fire track, right? What was something that shifted in your mind? I'm sure you came here to learn about a career, nah? So what was the career that you were interested in, and how did the Career Expo help you today?
Okay, I was interested in being a therapist for children,
Okay.
and being here has helped me a lot because they genuinely just told me about how good it could be to be a therapy for children, because children these days, we all need a therapist. I mean,
Yeah.
we are going through a lot.
It's always good to have someone to speak to, someone who can analyze how the body actually functions, right? Yes. and why you respond to certain things the way that you do. Okay, so did they enhance your knowledge about that?
Yeah, basically they did tell me that it is a very good career path, but they don't really have a department here for it. So I had to like adjust to my second option, which was being a firefighter or a police woman.
Wow. Okay, so that's interesting. So there's a possibility you could be firefighter,
Definitely.
policewoman.
No, not a policewoman, but a firefighter, definitely.
Definitely. So
Yeah.
today they won your heart.
Definitely.
Are they the department that swept you off? They took you and they swept you off your feet. 100%.
100%, 101 actually.
101.
Yeah.
Ne? So next time there's a fire, they might see you as the person saving them.
I'll be in it.
Yeah. So 100%, and I think that's the beautiful part about the Career Expo. You get to see and you're exposed to different careers, and this is when you understand that there are many careers in this world. There are many careers that you could be and you could possibly explore, and it's not the end of the world if maybe you lost your job. It's not the end of the world if maybe you failed a test. It is not the end of the world if you want to switch career paths, because there's so much more to life, and it starts here. It starts when you continue having the heart of being teachable, because if it ain't gold, it ain't good enough. In the VYG, when we say if it ain't gold, we say it ain't good enough. If it ain't gold, it ain't good enough. And that's a wrap. The expo is finished, and this is when we say thank you for joining us throughout the podcast.